Citigroup is seeking to sell or split off its $10 billion private equity unit. Joining us now on the phone to talk a little bit more about it is Jason Tyler. He follows the bank for Ariel Investments. Jason, always glad to have you with us.
Good morning, Deirdre. How are you?
Good, good, good. Main question here, will Citi, if they are able to spin it off, make money on this, or is this going to be a loss they have to take?
You know, my big headline is that it's a good time to be selling these types of assets. There's good demand out there, so I think they'll do well on it. But Citigroup's almost a $100 billion market cap company, so I don't think it's going to be a huge needle mover in terms of the value of the firm.
But you say the larger picture here, Jason, is that what we should be paying attention to is that Citigroup itself is kind of changing. It's evolving, if you like.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting what Vikram talked about last week. I think he's sincere in that I'm not sure if it's because he's getting pressure from regulators or if this is really what the board wants to do, but they're trying to get to a more simple business of just really helping their clients and not trying to take the risk that all the large money center banks have been over the last few years.
Jason, we spoke a little bit with our reporter who broke the story, Jonathan Keener, about this earlier, and I'm curious on your take. What role, if any, and perhaps you just alluded to it, would the Obama administration play in what happens?
Well, I think this is going to be a pivotal type of scenario, because if you think about it, the administration is going to want examples like this when they're convincing the other banks to divest of these types of assets. And so for Citigroup to go out early and presumably not pushed too hard by regulators is going to be a good method for the government to say, look, another large firm is doing this, and you should follow suit.
Any idea of timing, Jason, when we kind of might get more details, either from Citi, from the government, from perhaps a buyer that we haven't even thought about?
Well, you know, even though the $10 billion seems like a big dollar amount to us, it's actually in the private equity industry, it's not enormous. And so I think that they will be able to get the unit sold pretty quickly. I'd imagine it's hard to guess on these, but I don't think this is going to be a months type of event until they get viable bids in.
Any buyers that maybe come into your mind, Jason? I'm not saying who would be interested, but just hypothetically.
Frankly, I think in these situations, management likes to see the heads of these units run them. And so if they could work out a deal for it, and if they could find some equity to help, I'm sure they're going to look to try and have the two current heads play a pivotal role and maybe even a large ownership position going into being owned independently.
Jason, we thank you as always for your time. Jason Tyler from
Deirdre.
Ariel Investments.